Hello, everyone. As you all can see, I am chillaxing today. I actually had to go into work this morning to open my real estate office, but now I'm home and I'm just relaxing because what we're going to talk about today, this one right here, oh yeah, it's going to get real good. The top 5 reasons that families can't come together. Are you serious? All right, join me after my intro. All right, we are live and in living color. Hello, everyone. You guys, today. Oh my gosh, I just wanted to relax to talk about this one. I just wanted to just relax all the way down and talk about this one today because it's something that we all can relate to. It's something that we all have experienced in some, form or fashion. Have you ever thought about the reasons that families simply can't come together? Why? What is it that makes families disengage with each other to the point that they can't come together? They can't unify. And so as I began to really ponder these reasons, I began to jot them down. And again, some of these are from my own experiences, right? But I want to make sure, wait a minute, hold 1 second. I'm making sure. Okay, I got a little note from Facebook. Okay, all right, we should be good now. I didn't know I wasn't on Facebook, but we should be good now. Okay, so anyway, let me keep going. So we're talking about the reasons that families can't come together. Okay, the top 5 reasons why they can. And again, I took some of these from my own experience. I took some of these from, people that I've, had to kind of counsel along the way when I was doing pastoral counseling years ago. And, family, friends. And again, just reasons that I was just made aware of when I really began to sit back and ponder this. So let's get into the top 5 reasons. Let's deal with reason number 1. And again, put comments if you have any questions, you want to share anything, by all means. Let me see. The church doesn't even know the truth. They can't even tell you that you're an Israelite. Okay, we're already starting in. Okay, but I'm just going to talk about family right now. Okay, we're just talking about families. And so here we go. One of the reasons why families can't get along, can't get on the same page, can't come together is simply because there is not one agenda. When all the family members have different agendas, this person wants to do this person wants to do that person wants to do that. And the thing about it is that, and don't confuse this with having individual agendas for your own life. That's different, okay? But there should be a family agenda. There should be a unified measure where it's pushing the family in a forward motion. So let me give you an example. In some cultures, and I'm not going to name any races or cultures, what have you, but in some cultures, the family will actually live together. They all will come together and live together, and then they'll set each individual grouping in the family up for businesses and getting their own place, and and just making sure that they are set up right. And then they keep doing that. It's like they'll have a whole family household, okay? And then in each individual family, they'll start setting them up for businesses. That's having a unified family agenda. In some families, they'll have a unified agenda where every family member will have a life insurance policy, okay? And they all are coming together. In some families, they'll be, they'll have a scholarship fund that when it's time for each child to go to college, okay, the child's college education is paid for. This is what I'm just giving you an example of families having an agenda, okay, where they all are coming together to have one common goal. That is so important. And so when you're talking about families, they don't encourage each other to move in the same direction. Everybody has their individual agenda, and there's no family agenda. So important. So important. Okay. And so the next reason that I came up with in my mind where families don't come together, okay, they can't unify, is that you'll have sometimes family members that are jealous. Okay, they're jealous of other family members. Okay, and this is a serious situation because it's a hidden characteristic that's not surface. People will know it, they'll feel it, but it is not talked about on the surface of the family at all. It is something that is not discussed. And if it is discussed, it's discussed behind closed doors. Okay. It is discussed behind closed doors and it comes across possibly as gossip, what have you. But if there's a family member that is jealous of another family member, that hinders the entire family. It will be a hindrance and it will be known in your soul and in your spirit. It may not be talked about outwardly to everybody, but it'll be known and you'll be able to see it. And a lot of times in our families, you'll have one family member that may be doing better than the other family member. It's somewhere deep in the heart of the family member that is jealous. They harbor these feelings, they harbor these thoughts, about this other family member, and it hurts. It hurts not just the individuals, but it hurts the family unit. And that's what you need to look at. It's hurting the family unit and it prevents the family from coming together. Another example you might have with jealousy was one family member decided to do something, okay? Decided to start a business, decided to go to school, decided to, whatever. And if you see another family member hopping on that same kind of bandwagon, not really having to training or being prepared and just doing it because another family member is doing it, that's a sign of jealousy. That's a sign of jealousy because everybody has their own purpose. Everybody has their own reason for being here and what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. And sometimes, it might look very enticing to jump on the bandwagon with another family member is doing it. But if it's not for you, it's simply not for you. And so this is something that, again, can prevent the family from moving forward. This is something that can prevent the family from coming together as a unit because you got that jealousy that's happening. Okay. The next thing is, I'm reading some comments here, you guys. Let me see. Today's youth reflect those social breakdowns. Each generation has gone more distant with family. Absolutely. Absolutely, they have. And you will, and you know what, I will say that, looking back in the generations, it does seem as though that families were more unified. And even in real estate, you guys know I'm in real estate. And by the way, give a thumbs up, share this, because you never know, somebody may need to hear this. But I'm in real estate, and even how the homes are built now, if you look at how the homes were built years ago and what's happening now, there is something that they don't do anymore. And I wonder if you all can figure it out. I'll give you a couple seconds. Can you figure it out? Let me tell you what it is. Even in the structure of the homes, they don't put front porches anymore on homes. Did you know that? Front porches gave a sense of community. It gave a sense of community where, you were sitting on a porch and you could see the neighbors' kids playing, and, you could see the people across the street and you're waving as you're sitting on a porch and grandma sitting there rocking in a rocking chair on the front porch. The homes these days don't make front porches. So it eliminated that sense of community, which also eliminated that sense of family. Okay, so you got to begin to recognize these type of aspects in your life. So again, you can bring your family back on the same agenda, so you can begin to break down these barriers in your family. So we talked about the first two, which is, first of all, the family can't get on the same agenda, right? Everybody has individual agendas, which they should have your own personal agenda, but the family should have a unified agenda that's going to push the family forward. Okay. And the next thing we talked about, when a family member is jealous of another family member, that hurts the family more so than anything, because to me, that's a silent weapon that's used. It's silent. And I say a weapon because it's a weapon against the family. It hurts the family. Okay. And it's something that's not talked about. They don't talk about jealousy. They're not going to talk about if Jimmy is jealous of Joe over here because Joe went to school and Joe did what he was supposed to do, and Joe took his time and and took time with his relationships and didn't have children when he wasn't ready to have children. So Jimmy decided that he wasn't going to school, and Jimmy decided he was going to have a baby when he was in his young 20s or in his teens. That's on Jimmy. But Jimmy can't be jealous of Joe for doing it the right way, okay, or doing it the way that he sought to do it for himself. Jimmy might feel like that's the right way for him, but if it ain't working for him and he's jealous of Joe, then we got a problem. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what it looks like in the families. Okay, this is what it looks like. So now let's get to the third one. Oh, the third one is a real ugly one. And we kind of hinted on it before, but I'm really going to surface it now. Competition. Oh my goodness. Competition. Family members competing against the other ones. I'm going to get this before. I'm going to get the car before they get the car. I'm going to get the business before they get the business. I'm going to graduate before they get the graduate. I'm going to get the music, the record deal before they get the record deal. I mean, all of this, going on within the families. And it's sad. It is so sad. It is sad when family members are competing against family members when you should be on the same page, when you should be on the same page, where you're working towards the same goal. But at the same time, this family member is trying to get there before this family member. It doesn't make sense. And you're in the same family. You're supposed to be on the same team. You're supposed to be working together on the same team. But you're competing against one another. Competition. I see that all the time with family members competing. And again, this is something that no one will say in the family. They may not say it, they may not mention it, but this is something that you will feel in your soul and your spirit will already identify with it. Okay. All right, let's see if there are any more comments over here. Okay, let me keep going. So again, let me recap. The first reason is the family can't get on the same agenda. Okay. The second reason families can't come together is because of jealousy. Jealousy. Family members jealous of each other. The third one is sometimes they're competing with one another, trying to get something before somebody else gets it. And you'll see this in family. If you look at the families, you'll see this in different scenarios with the competition mindset. And the fourth reason families can't come together, and with this one right here, this one actually goes back to kind of generational curses as well. Okay. And while we really have to look at how to break down these generational curses in our family. But the fourth reason that families can't come together is sometimes because of lack of finances. There's things that families want to do. There's places that families want to go. There's things that families want to strive to, and they simply can't do it. And then you'll see this curse become a hindrance to generation after generation after generation, because the families never know how to break out of this poverty mindset. Okay. And so let's talk about that. If you'll look at one of my my YouTube videos that I did where I talked about I think I did this last week, the top 4 reasons why, the top 4 ways you can make money in the United States. So go back and check that one out, because that has a great impact on what we're talking about here, how a lack of finances could really be a hindrance to families, and a reason that families can't unify. Because first of all, if you have generation after generation after generation of family members, and all of them are employed, there are employees that can't get time to get off work, or their schedules are different. One may have vacation in the summer. One may have vacation at the end of the year. One might have 2 days of Christmas vacation. One might have 3 days. One might have no days. When you're in employee mindset, this could be a hindrance for families, because it would prevent the families from even being able to come together. Okay. When you have a family business, now we're moving up the chain of what I was talking about, the week before. Now we're talking about having a family business, working together, and then begin to bring in money. See, that will begin to help the family. That will begin to help the family unify because there's one common goal. I know with my grandfather, when I look back at my grandparents and my great grandparents, in all of our generations, we've had family businesses. So it's like built in me to have a family business, to know how to do it. But families need to start that to begin to bring in extra income to help the families. Okay, help the families on an individual basis, and then help the family collectively. That's so important. So you won't have the lack of finances, because having a lack of finances, again, it's just not about the money. It's even about your time. You don't even have time to spend with your family members because everybody has to work and they got to work around the clock, and you don't ever have any time to spend with one another. That's so serious. So again, as a family, come together. Can you all start a business as a family? Can you all come together and live together in one household, like I was telling you earlier, and start setting up each individual grouping in your family? So that means like husband and wife here, a single person here, maybe a mother that might be a single mother that has a child here, and start setting up each family member individually. Okay. But again, that takes sacrifice. But look at this. Once you sacrifice, you only have to sacrifice one time, because once you start, it just continues over and over and over again. Okay. And you'll begin to break the cycle. Same thing when I tell people about, getting your credit in order and getting business credit and all of that. You only have to set up one time. And then you can just continue to do the cycle over and over and over again. It's the same thing where we're talking about trying to break down these barriers that's preventing families from coming together. Once you get in order one time, then you just begin to do it over and over and over again as the generations begin to come. Okay. And our last one, and this is another big boy, and I don't think people really understand this one, but it's serious. The last reason why families can't come together, because there's simply no leader in the family. There's no leader. There's no leadership. Everybody's doing whatever the heck they want to do. There's nobody that's kind of steering the boat. Okay. There's nobody that's driving the car. Somebody has to lead. And then the person that's leading, if they're a fool leading the family, well, what's going to happen to the family? If the family is being led by somebody who ain't got it together themselves, what's going to happen to the family? Okay? What is going to happen? I mean, that's crazy. You have to have leadership. Somebody has to lead the family. Somebody. Okay? And I don't want to hear the thing about what a man leads, no, I'm not going on that anymore. No, because we see a lot of female households that are being run now. Okay. So it's not a man, female, man, woman thing. It's not what it's about. Some men are in the household and they don't know what the heck they're doing. And that's why the families are just imploding left and right, blowing up. Okay. And then the same thing about the women. It's not about a man or woman thing. It's a leadership thing. It's a thing of knowing what to do and how to do it, and being led by the person that knows how to do it and has studied how to do it and knows the connections to get from point A to point B. That's what it's about. Okay. So the thing about it is that you have to have somebody in your family that's a leader. You have to have somebody in your family that knows how to vet problems and vet issues and knows how to bring things back on track. You have to have somebody in your family that knows how to do that and that is trustworthy, and that the other family members will trust and will follow. Because that's one thing to have a leader, but it's another thing when you don't have anybody following the leader that knows where the heck they're going and how to get there. So it's so true. You have to have a leader in the family that has vision. What is a family that has no vision? What is a family that does not know how to come together? What happens to the family? And then what happens, that same cycle, you see it repetitive down the generations over and over and over again. You have to begin to break down these barriers inside of your family, or it will never work. And I'm going to tell you, a family that knows how to come together, a family that knows how to get on one accord will be blessed. Will be blessed. A family that knows, let's talk about the 5 reasons we talked about. A family that knows how to come against, being not being on the same page, and know how to get on the same page and have one agenda and know how that family is moving. That family will be blessed. A family that doesn't have jealousy in their heart against other family members, right? A family that does not have a evil spirit or a hurtful, spirit in their soul against another family member. And if they do have problems and issues, they know how to get over those problems and issues. That family will be blessed. That family will be blessed. A family that doesn't compete with one another. There's no competition. This person is not trying to outbeat that person, or not trying to outdo that person. Oh, she had 3 kids. Well, I'm gonna have 4 kids. Oh, she had, she got married at 25. Well, I'm gonna get married at 23. All of that foolishness. All of that foolishness. We have to stop. We have to stop. We have to stop, because it's killing the family. It's killing the family unit. And then again, we talked about families can't come together because there's a lack of finances. Do you have insurance for your family members if they were to pass? What's going to happen if Big Mama passes? Who's paying for Big Mama's funeral? Okay? What's going to happen if one of the children has a balance at college because a grant didn't come through? Who's paying that? Where's that money coming from? Lack of finances. Everybody have the kind of jobs where they can't even get off work to enjoy one another? Can't y'all come together and start family businesses? Can't you just sit down as a family and decide what can we do together to make money? What can we do together as a family? Everybody can come together and decide. I don't care if y'all selling pencils. Y'all can come together and do something. Until you can sit your family down in one room and get on the same page, the cycle is going to be a repetitive cycle, and it's going to keep feeding down to all of the generations. It has to be a time when you say enough is enough. When are you going to say in your family, enough is enough? When are you going to say, I'm tired of my family being broke. I'm tired of my family not being able to come together for holidays and vacations, and we can't go anywhere together. I'm tired of my family being jealous. I'm tired of my family members competing against one another. I'm tired of my family members being hateful. I'm tired of my family members wasting time, and we don't see each other until there's a funeral. What are you going to say for yourself? Enough is enough. When are you going to say it? And then after you say it, when are you going to begin to exhibit the actions that's going to break these barriers down? Who is going to take charge in the family? Who amongst you in your family has the leadership qualities? It has nothing to do with age. Who in your family has exhibited the type of qualities where the family will follow them? Who are your family members that are the fools? Because those are the ones you want to stay away from. You want to tell them, just sit over there and we'll tell you what to do. You just sit in the corner and we're going to give you instructions, okay? But the ones that have the quality, and again, I'm telling you, I know some young people who have it going on. I mean, who they have it going on. And that's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with age, because I've seen some young fools and I've seen some old ones, and I've seen some young people who have it together, and I've seen some old ones that have it together. So in your family, you have to just identify who are these people that can lead our family. Who are the people that can take our family to the point that we can start finding other ways of making income that can finally free our family? Who is the family member that can help you as far as getting land? You know, I just saw one of the comments that there's a movement right now for family members to get land. And I know, because I'm in that movement. I'm in that movement right now, trying to actually build properties, for one to sell and one to have for my family home. I am doing that as we speak. I am actually on my way to Virginia to help a family that has over 40 acres. They have over 40 acres and they just don't know what to do with it. And so I'm stepping in to help them facilitate this process of building their own subdivision where they will possibly have homes that are being built on those 46 acres, $500,000 or higher. That's going to give their family generational wealth for years to come. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all got to come together and start thinking. You got to come together and start trying to figure this thing out. And if you can't figure it out, then seek me. I'll help you. Okay, I'm on all social media. In fact, go find me. I am Dr. Sherry. Give this a thumbs up. Share it because you know there's family members that need to hear it. So if you don't know what to do, if you don't know how to do it, then seek out people who can help you and assist you. I do Zoom meetings with families all the time, okay, to try to help them bring this thing together because you don't want this cycle to continue. Again, when are you going to say enough is enough? Enough is enough. When are you going to say it? And then when are you going to begin to implement actions that's going to help your family get out of the cycle? Get out of the cycle. All right, you guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed these 5 top reasons that family can't come together. I love coming to you guys on every Sunday and doing all the little TikToks. So again, make sure you understand that I'm on all social media as I am Dr. Sherry. Please give this a thumbs up. Please share it because it helps get it out there a little further. And until next time, love you guys. Bye-bye. All right, you guys. Bye.